right now on 12 News at 10.
I'm Gabriella Becerra in Levine. A local artist caught a man vandalizing her art studio with her own supplies. We'll show you the damage.
Unsettled weather continues overhead as we have a chance at not just rain, but fog in the valley. Details coming up, my full forecast.
A festival with a long history here in the valley returns for another year, this time to support recovery efforts in Maui.
I expect it's going to be big, but today is massive.
Arizona has a new spelling bee champ, the word that led this 8th grader to a big W-I-N. Plus, caught on camera, a duck finding itself stuck in a valley storm drain. The fire crews that sprang into action to help rescue it. 12 News at 10 starts right now. We'll get to those stories in just minutes, but first, breaking news happening right now on 12 News at 10 o'clock. Right now, Phoenix officers on the scene of a serious crash unfolding in central Phoenix. Right now, the east lanes of Bethany Home at 7th Avenue are shut down. This is video just into the 12 newsroom tonight of that scene unfolding. You can see those two cars heavily damaged. Right now, there's no word on the extent of any possible injuries of the drivers or even passengers involved. 12 News does have a crew there gathering more details. We're also staying in contact with Phoenix Police. We'll continue to monitor the scene, bring you updates throughout the newscast and online throughout the night at 12news.com. Tonight, the owner of a Valley art studio is cleaning up after she says that she was targeted by vandals. She told 12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra how the community has now been coming together to help her get her doors back open after the destruction.
From the outside, Sunshine Sunflower Art Studio looks untouched. But just days ago, a man broke in and turned the whole place upside down.
Kind of goes with the purple.
Lori Canfield is attempting to put the sunshine back into her Levine art studio.
It was heartbreaking to walk into.
After it was taken away just a few days ago.
Oh my God.
The local artist took this video while walking in on a man destroying the space she had spent more than a year creating.
Oh my God.
He came out wearing one of our studio t-shirts and carrying a can of spray paint.
Using her own art supplies, the man identified as Talon Taylor Whitefield spray painted her walls and wrote on her doors.
Did not make sense, a lot of it to me. Some of it was in English, some of it was in Spanish.
He also destroyed the drywall, rearranged her furniture, and started packing up her artwork.
How long do you think he was in there for?
We're not really sure, but it had to be several hours.
The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office says Taylor Whitefield broke in through a window.
He actually took the windows out of the window tracks and mixed them all up.
Canfield thinks he picked her studio by chance.
I don't think it was intended specifically towards us to hurt us in any way. I just think that it was an opportunistic thing that occurred for him.
Despite the gloomy situation,
It's hard not to be a little bitter.
she's remaining positive, telling me it could have been much worse.
When I was cleaning the floors the other day, I kind of was like, I feel like I'm healing, you know? I feel like we're moving in a positive direction.
And the community is helping too. A local muralist painted sunflowers over the outdoor spray paint.
You already are able to feel the good vibes coming back.
Canfield tells me the repairs are estimated to cost about $9,000, and they'll also be investing in new security systems. Reporting in Levine, Gabriella Becerra, 12 News.
Good to see so many people helping her out. Gabby, thank you so much. All right, let's talk weather tonight. Arizona is still dealing with some lingering winter weather from storms that rolled through the area last night. Meteorologist Ginger Jeffries here to get us ready for Sunday, St. Patrick's Day. A lot of folks going to be out, Ginger.
Yeah, and in the morning hours, that's going to be really our best opportunity for some passing showers. Right now, take a look. This is our live Doppler radar, and you can see we've got a line of storms. Granted, I know these are rather weak, but it is approaching the Phoenix metro area. I've been watching it. It's a pretty slow roll, but it's starting to gain a little bit of momentum. And as you can see, there is some brighter banding in there, so that's heavier precipitation. No reports of hail, at least not yet. Higher elevations just north of Holbrook. We've got some rain, freezing rain, and even some snow. Earlier, we saw a little bit of action close to the Tucson area, and right now it does look like it's sweeping in from about Yuma into the Tucson area. So as I put this in motion, you can see what's going to develop tonight. This is literally a weather pattern that is rotating overhead, and it's not moving away from us, at least not yet. So again, before 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, we've got a slight chance at some showers. And because we've got that remnant moisture, we've got another opportunity for fog. And here's a little fog fun fact. Fog and clouds, same thing. It just has to do with the elevation. Visible moisture below 50 feet is referred to as fog. Anything above that is called a cloud. There's going to be a test on this, Jonathan, tomorrow, so I hope you're paying attention.
All right. I always look forward to these interesting weather facts, Ginger. Thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. 12 News, dedicated to journalism and dedicated to you. Tonight, the Department of Veterans Affairs promising big changes at the Phoenix VA hospital after 12 News first told you last night about a hotline to help Valley veterans in crisis that went absolutely nowhere. Last night on 12 News at 10 o'clock, I first introduced you to 12 News viewer Sue Henderson, who called the VA this week to help a veteran friend. She says when she pressed a prompt for the Veterans Crisis line, it took her to an unidentifiable message. This afternoon, after seeing our story, the Department of Veterans Affairs in Washington, D.C. reaching out to me and told me that they are now in the process of fixing that phone line. The VA tonight encouraging veterans who may be dealing with any type of mental health crisis to seek treatment at any medical facility or to call the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. We also have a list of resources available right now at 12news.com. In just 233 days, Americans will choose a new president here in the Valley. A Phoenix billboard known for political statements getting a brand new look today. Located near 11th Avenue and Grand, that billboard first went viral after the 2016 election for its controversial image of former President Donald Trump. Today, crews installing new artwork. This time, the billboard shows the 45th president in diapers with images of Russian President Vladimir Putin, the Confederate flag, and January 6th. The billboard is owned by Beatrice Moore, who uses that platform for progressive political art. Vandals spray painted that billboard back in 2016. Today, 12 News asked Moore if she's worried that the billboard will become a target once again.
You know what? You got to roll with the punches. You know, I always say, as far as, you know, that kind of stuff, you can't sit around and worry about it, but you deal with it when it happens.
So Moore says she does plan to leave the billboard up through at least the November election, but says it could stay up even longer after that. Meanwhile, we are just 3 days away from Arizona's presidential preference election. President Joe Biden is set to visit Arizona next week. According to the White House, the president will arrive in Phoenix late Tuesday night and will stay overnight before heading out on Wednesday. 12 News still working to confirm more details about the president's agenda while he is here. 12 News will have live coverage of the president's trip to the Valley next week. Meanwhile, Republican presidential frontrunner and former President Donald Trump holding a rally today in Ohio. Trump had been considering a trip to Arizona this weekend, but declined. During his event today in the Buckeye State, he called the migrant surge at the southern border an invasion and said that if elected again, he would address it on day one in office.
On day one, my administration will terminate every open border policy of the Biden administration, and we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history.
Trump said that he was in the Buckeye State rallying for support for his pick for U.S. Senate. The state will hold its Republican presidential primary next week. Both Trump and Biden have already secured enough delegates to clinch their party's nominations. Meanwhile, it has been more than 200 days since devastating wildfires scorched the Hawaiian island of Maui, destroying the historic Hawaiian town of Lahaina, leaving more than 100 people dead. But today, a more than 30-year Valley tradition held to help raise money for the folks still recovering from those wildfires. The Aloha Festival kicking off today in Tempe, and organizers are selling shirts, and the money raised from these sales will go to the Maui Strong Fund. This event also featuring plenty of food, music, dancing, and lots of Hawaiian culture.
I didn't expect it was going to be this big today. I expect it was going to be big, but today is massive. It is massive today.
There's wonderful entertainment at the stages, 200 vendors, great food, but there's also an education component that keeps you grounded.
What you were watching there, a ceremonial dance called the haka, which is performed in some Pacific Island cultures, especially in New Zealand. If you didn't get a chance to make it out today, don't worry. The festival continues tomorrow morning, starting at 10 o'clock until 5 in the evening over at Tempe Town Lake.